Ryan, thanks very much. Before it all began, Jack, you said there'd only be a goal in it, and you were right.
I like to be right. I would rather I'd been wrong. I wish there'd been a few goals in it. I think Brazil have pushed the game and tried to score goals. I was a bit disappointed in Sweden. I thought with the strength they've got up front and the height and advantage, that they would have got the ball forward a lot quicker. People would have chased into positions and got crosses in a little bit and put the Brazilians under a bit more pressure. But they didn't. They just decided to sit and wait and keep the pattern and not come forward at all. I mean, they had, what? Did they have a shot? They had one shot in the second half.
Well, as Big Ron said, you would have thought that extremely unlikely that Brazil score their goal with a header against a back four like the Swedes have got.
It's incredible, really, but you know, this is the first time from good possession out wide they've delivered anything with quality. And it is a real good cross. It's got to be for Romario to beat, what, 3 6-footers in there. And you can look around and question, could the goalkeeper have come, maybe? You could also question Roland Nielsen's position and the centre half. He got in between them. But it's whipped away, as you see, and the finish, edit down, it's absolute copybook stuff. Any kids watching, that's the way to head a ball.
The old Pele header, wasn't it? Only Banksy saved that one. I mean, it was exactly like that. But
We can hear
you head him.
In the corridors around here at the International Broadcasting Centre, there are drums going off. We know where they're coming from, but will the Brazilian fans be celebrating on Sunday night?
I think so.
I think so as well.
I think that the team, everybody really wants to win it. I think they are the most exciting side. They haven't played well today, but they've done enough to win it because Sweden didn't really come out and do enough for me to deserve to go into the final.
I think
a justifiable result. We'll have to leave it there, I'm afraid, Jack, because we're fast running out of time. We've just got time to look ahead to a spectacular weekend of sport on ITV. On Friday evening at 9 o'clock, we have International Athletics featuring Linford Christie and Sally Gunnell in the TSB Games. On Saturday at 1:10, it's LA Brunch as we preview the World Cup final with our experts looking at the stars and the issues involved. Then on Saturday evening at 11:25, more on the build-up in Los Angeles, plus exclusive highlights of the third-place playoff game between Bulgaria and Sweden. And on Sunday, as you can see, it's Brazil against Italy in the World Cup final. Our coverage begins at 8 o'clock, bringing you all the colour and drama live from the Rose Bowl with match commentary from the top team of Brian Moore and Ron Atkinson. Expert analysis from Jack Charlton and Dennis Law, and a host of other personalities to meet. Now then, there are plenty of personalities in the Brazilian camp. If you bet on one to score the winning goal in a World Cup semi-final, it would have had to have been Romario. Good night.
A falta e na cobrança da falta fez o gol. Vamos Brasil, vamos Brasil. Vamos Jorginho. Olha o cruzamento para cá, olha o gol! Gol! Olha o gol! Gol! Olha o gol! 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 É! Do Brasil!
Gut-busting, face-twisting, leg-stretching, muscle-tiring, sweat-breaking, heart-pounding, body heat. Friday, 5:10 on Scottish.
And so, our two greatest warriors must do battle. David and Goliath.
Look, little guy, there's no need to fight over this. Let's talk it through over a can of Iron Brew.
Another bleeding heart liberal. Save it, Thunder Thighs.
But violence never solved anything.
Just my luck. An 8-foot Boy Scout. You heard the man. Let's go.
Who said the film has to be like the book?
With flavors like savory beef, cool original, and tangy cheese Doritos from Walker's, eating will be one outrageous experience after another.
My liege, all they have left to eat is cereal.
Then victory will soon be mine.
Because Kellogg's Fruit and Fiber has so many mouth-wateringly delicious combinations, you'll never tire of the taste.
They're surrendering! Bonjour. Happy to borrow some milk?
Kellogg's Fruit and Fiber, you'll never tire of the taste. So you've got your new Ford. But suppose you want to change your mind. That's where the Ford Commitment gives you reassurance and puts you in control. You get a 30-day exchange scheme for any reason, like changing the color. 24-hour RAC roadside assistance, even if you run out of petrol. And in the unlikely event of a persistent defect during the first 12 months, you'll receive a refund or replacement. If you want to buy a car with confidence, buy with the Ford Commitment and stay in control.
Well, now on Scottish, tonight's new lines from ITN.
Mrs. Hardy, this is P.C. Garfield. Would you mind answering the door, please?
Go away, I'm all right.
You set Matt up. He didn't do that Tallow Street job, did he? Matt is a crook. You know that, and I know that.
There are scores to be settled in the bill. Thursday at 8 on Scottish.
You'll be sorry you did that.
Well, she went all the way to #1 with her song Dreams, and she's all set for worldwide success. Here's the story so far on Gabrielle.
With the success of Dreams, I was surprised at the time, and even now when I reflect, I'm still very surprised. Because there was a lot of negativity surrounding it as well, you see. While I wrote it, there was certain things that had gone on, which I won't mention now because it's kind of old news. But yeah, I was very surprised, and very pleased when it did turn out to be a hit.
Dreams can come true, look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them, you know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true, look at me, babe, I'm with you. You got to have them, you know you got to be strong.
My album, I'm still proud of it because it was my first album. Obviously that was Gabrielle as she came, kind of green and very new to the business and just going by, I don't know what I thought was right at the time. And I have no regrets about any of my songs on the album, but hopefully by the time I get to my second one, I'd like to think that I've reached a bit of maturity. Maybe not too much maturity, because then if I reach too much maturity, where do I go from there? But I suppose with me, as long as I'm around for the second and maybe the third, each album is a stage of progression for me. That's how I want to see it. But reflecting on the other album, for me it was a good start, a definite good start. I would say 1994 has made me more focused than I've ever been, really. More positive. And, I've come to terms with a lot of things. But, I would say I'm more focused.
Should you ever feel the need, wanna fly away? I won't find you, change your mind, I'll try to make you stay. Searching the heart and face, that's what you do, baby, can't you see? Right now you got me falling, I'm falling, there's no stopping, no. So, touching the heart of me. Baby, it's because of you that I do the things I do. Every time we touch, it means so much, and it's all because of you. Baby, it's because of you that I do the things I do. Every time you leave, I have no fear, and it's all because of you. Baby, it's because of you that I do the things I do. touching means so much, and it's all because of you. Baby, it's because of you.
Tom Cruise, a pink lady and a blue lagoon. Working hard to earn a living behind a bar. Will he sail into the tequila sunrise, or will his dreams of Manhattan turn whiskey sour?
Drinks are on the house.
Tom Cruise stars in Cocktail, Thursday at 9 on Scottish.
Well, later on tonight at 3:40, it's Cinema, Cinema, Cinema. First on Scottish Night Time, music from Janet Jackson, The Who and Paul Weller on The Album Show.
Ford were the first to introduce options, a new way to drive a new Ford. With a simple deposit and installments, over 60,000 customers are now driving a new Ford through options. It puts you in control. At the end of an agreed period, you have 3 options. 1, pay the final balance to keep the car. 2, give it back to Ford and walk away. Or 3, allowing for the balance, part exchange it for a new Ford. So, if you want to get in the driving seat, you should find out more about options. The smart way to drive a new Ford.
Breakfast here.
Cornflakes.
I know, sweetheart, but it's only a small site shop.
Cornflakes?
I know.
Kellogg's Cornflakes, delicious flakes of corn drenched in ice-cold milk.
I think it's going to last all week.
Should do. It's a big enough box.
Kellogg's Cornflakes. Have you forgotten how good they taste?
You have a good time, just call friends. You really have a good time and make new friends. 0898 23 23 23.
What can you get out of life in 25 seconds? Plenty, eh? Just like we did with this commercial, you can make it a Cardonald College.
For an immediate cash loan and personal attention, call Watson Personal Finance on 0800 413112. New head office, 24 St Enoch Square, Glasgow. 19 branches throughout Scotland. Call direct to your nearest branch or free phone Watson Personal Finance on 0800 413112.
He scored! He scored! He scored a free Snickers ice cream with his Snickers wrapper. Check your Snickers wrappers for an instant win. 1 million Snickers ice creams to be won instantly. What a satisfying result.
Options. The flexible way to drive a new Ford. Puts you in control of your finances. You could drive a Fiesta for just £99 a month over 2 years, APR 6.3%. It's an option that puts you in the driving seat. Call 0800 111 222 now for an options brochure or see your Scottish Ford dealer. Scottish Ford dealers, working a good deal harder.
Welcome back to The Album Show and a spotlight on the solo albums of Paul Weller. After 6 years with The Jam and 7 years with Star Council, Paul Weller is now 4 years into his solo career.